in the perfect place. Of course, it's in the Derwent Valley UNESCO World Heritage Site, the mills of course, it's the silk mill where I'm standing. Actually you can hear the echo as I talk because I'm actually in the newer part.
It's a museum of making in title, but also in its activity, and it's intended to be such. Somewhere that you can come and see a history of making, but you can't be a maker. That almost is just the beginning, even though it's been a sort of 8-9 year journey to get to this stage. It's a start, and that's absolutely how it should be. It should respond to the environment and the world as it changes, and I think that will be proof of success if we can do that.
The overarching thing you'd say about this project compared to any other is collaboration and co-production. So like on any other project we've ever done before, the level of involvement from such a disparate number of people has been extraordinary.
The folks that are giving their time up, their skills, they're contributing their knowledge, their energy into working on this with us. It wouldn't be here. It wouldn't be here without those folks putting all of that time into this project, and we're so grateful for it.
It's a particularly difficult project. It's very technical from a construction perspective. There's a lot of temporary works design. The structure itself, there was a lot of unknowns. And the more that we peeled back the layers, the more problems that we found in the building. And it was just taking the time, doing the investigative surveys, and obviously just getting the answers to put those solutions in place.
IPI is a new method of construction procurement. Principally the idea is it's a collaborative contract where everyone comes together to form one virtual company in order to deliver the building. And the idea is that instead of traditional conflict between different parties in a relationship, everybody is invested and is interested in solving problems as quickly and as efficiently as possible.
You've got to work with the building that's there, and obviously you don't want to make any massive changes that it's taking anything away from the building, because it's a beautiful building, and I think they've actually made the building better. So it's uncovered areas that were probably never seen before.
I was surprised of how much work they were doing in the museum. I was expecting it to look like, well, a lot messier than it is, probably.
Most of the character of the building was completely obscured by paint or petitions or suspended ceilings or raised floors. And what we tried to do is strip all that back to have the building kind of bare and exposed with all its kind of texture and brickwork and trusses and timber work. And that in itself becomes kind of the key object in the collection, from which people can then navigate to see all the other inspirations from makers of the past.
In order to do that, we needed to make sure that we open the whole of this building up and make it entirely accessible, and create a new Civic Hall in which the new Trent 1000 engine will hang.
It was such a hard fight to try and get that space made at all, as opposed to being nothing. And I think that that is transformational in many ways, because it does give a sort of big civic sense of space. And as a result, we've managed to create this really, truly transformational space, which is a really appropriate entrance, which signals a new transformation of the building's life.
There's so many things that we've been through in this project that have both been really challenging and also incredibly exciting, but seeing the plans that everyone has kind of fed into come to life in things like the Civic Hall, which is just an outstanding new civic space for Derby. Not only is it an additional triple height space and a footprint for the building, but it's a civic space, and that really kind of speaks to the heart of the project as somewhere for our communities.
I think the arrival of the Rolls-Royce Engine was a fairly significant point in the project. Obviously seeing Rolls-Royce back a 7-ton engine into any project was just fantastic, and it was quite a big event for everyone on the day. We had to figure out how we were going to get the thing in and elevate it into the air, and nobody knew how we were going to do it. So I pitched the idea of building the building around the Rolls-Royce engine, and I thought everyone might think I was crazy and just laugh it out, but everyone went, yeah, okay, let's go. So, and that was the way we did it in the end.
The Trent 1000 engine powers Boeing 787 Dreamliner. The engine has actually been a flight test engine, so it's been on an aeroplane, proving that the engine will fly. It spent a lot of time in the States with Boeing, so it has a really great legacy, and we look forward to telling that story when the museum opens.
The space is going to open up so many opportunities for the City of Derby in terms of what it has to offer and how the collections are displayed.
The idea is that the whole of the museum's collection is available to the public as visual storage. So on the second floor we've got a system which is built up out of key clamps, cabinetry, which will house the collections that aren't on permanent display or changing display at any one particular time. So anybody can come, a researcher, and examine those objects, or just the general public who are interested in making can come and see the whole arrangement of collections that we've got.
Which is a real first, not just for Derby museums, but actually for museums in general. How we open up and expand perspectives of what museums are. A place where you can come and explore, a place where you can socialise, but also you can start your business. You can learn to make. You can be inspired, but you can also inspire others. I'm really excited about seeing that final object go into place and knowing that we've actually made it through what's been nearly a decade of a project, the longest and most intense project I've ever worked on and probably ever will. That's extremely exciting, getting all of those objects back in, the collections in, and then revealing them to our communities, and then communities making the most of those and seeing them as something that's really valuable to them, whether that's to be inspiration for starting your business or to make something new.
Oh, it's just such a pleasure to be involved in something so positive, because it's positive and people love learning.
It has been fantastic in that I've learned a lot of things which has increased my knowledge about this country, so it has been quite an enriching experience.
The space is incredible. All the different exhibits and how interactive everything is. It's so open and light everywhere. It's just counterintuitive of what you expect a museum to be, so it's been really nice.
Big. It is very big, and the new atrium they've put in there is absolutely brilliant, because you come in there and the first thing you sort of see is the engine, the Rolls-Royce engine, and that's some size.
Not many people can say that, can they, that they've worked on such a building that was the very first of its kind in the world as well, not just in Derbyshire or in Britain. It's the first of its kind in the world, which is unbelievable, really.